We are doing our monthly reset. So, my top 10 watches for 2026 are Don't Be Too Emotional. That is a BL and it's currently running, so it will be going into August. Hustle, which is a very old British series. Deep in the Act, another BL. A Winter's Sun Wakes the Wind in Spring's Hill Dream, another BL. So cinematic, so absolutely loving it. Payback, another BL. Peach and Me, another BL. Bittersweet Love, another BL. The Prosecutor Proposal, which is finished now. Amazing, another BL. 1D Good Day, another BL. And then Be My Player 2, which you guessed it, another BL. Reflecting on last month's wins and challenges, I had 3 wins that I'm going to highlight, and I had 3 challenges. I'm going to highlight before I start with my wins and challenges. I just want to say my wins definitely outshine my challenges, and the month of July was actually a great month. Now, for the wins, I went to Orlando for 3 days and I found peace away from all of my chaos. And I absolutely loved being in Orlando, love seeing things, love kind of focusing on myself. And also, if moments just meant me staying in the hotel, those were kind of my best moments because I had all my things with me, so I was doing things. I was deciding if I just wanted to lay in bed. I also did walk around to places and do things that I had scheduled, but it was the fact that I was like completely restful. I wasn't sharing space with anybody, and honestly, that's what I really needed. And I'm really, really glad that I was able to get that. Wins for the second win. Now, are we there yet? Probably not yet. But as soon as I weigh myself at the last day of this month, I know I'm going to be there. So we're just going to put in the wins anyway. I will put right here, that big spot right there, I will tell you what my official weight count was for the month of July. But I'm going to say lost 5 pounds. For majority of July, I've been tinkering between 275 and 277. The goal was 275 or less, more than 275. Who knows? Either way, I will say that I have gained. Like, that is definitely a win that I can post about. Another win, so win number 3, is that I posted a video that was not a monthly reset. I've been posting monthly resets only. So the fact that one of the things that I did post was not a monthly reset was amazing. It was the Orlando vlog. And I want to keep on with that vibe and going into July, just thinking of different videos to make that aren't just my monthly resets. I love making my monthly reset videos, but I think we've reached a point where I'm doing that already. Like, I can keep that consistent while adding another video onto the pile. Now, challenges. I did have some challenges. One, tracking finances was not a thing. I started the month with Orlando, and then from there, it was just like, oh, we're going to ride this high of Orlando. And then my nieces had back to school shopping, and I didn't budget that because I'm not their parent, but yet I still ended up spending for back to school shopping. So not regretting the money that was spent, is just it was not in the budget. I did not budget any of that. And it just so happened that it happened. So we're gonna move on from that. For the languages, I have dropped some languages actually. So originally, we were gonna do 5 languages. We were gonna do Mandarin, Thai, Spanish, Korean, and Japanese. We have since dropped Mandarin and Spanish because I'd had to look at the motivations that I had, and I had motivations to continue the other 3. Mandarin, it's just, I need to give that its own time to learn the alphabets, to learn the starting setup for that. And it's just I don't have the time for that yet. And then that plus starting 5 different languages all at the beginning realm just did not feel like fun. It really wasn't when I was trying to do it. And then Spanish, I actually know more words in Spanish than I know of any of the other 5 languages. It's just motivation wise, that's not the one that like came up, or like that's not the one I wanted to focus on. So we're going to do something different, and we are going to focus on 3 languages going into the month of July. We're going to see if that's going to actually be better and if I am going to stick to that going forward. And then, so it's always great to pivot. It's always great to change the plan when the plan isn't working for you. And that's exactly what I did. Now, the third challenge, another pivot that I made, keeping a bullet journal system consistent for the month, I couldn't do it. So I went from wanting one bullet journal. Then I was like, oh no, I kind of want a couple different journals to like highlight different things and learning different languages. And I was like, I could put it all in the July bullet journal. It's just whenever I wanted to study, it was between, it was just mangled. So then I separated. Now I didn't know exactly how the separation was going to go, and I didn't know exactly how to process all the separation mid month. So it became a mess towards the end. But I feel like towards like this last week that I'm going to be in July, I actually am excited to see what's going to happen. Now, with that being said, it took me a whole month to figure out like this is the system that's going to work for me. And then this is the system that we're going to go into for August. Number one, stop trying to do everything because that clearly doesn't work. And every time you try to do everything, you drop it. And then we don't feel great about dropping anything. So, lesson number one. Lesson number two, keep it simple, stupid. um, Wanting to be complex, wanting to do everything, wanting to try everything, wanting to make sure that I am living a very complex, very full life with a full schedule does not work for me. So keep it simple, stupid. Quite literally speaking to myself. And then third, acknowledge and celebrate the accomplishments that you actually like achieve. So I have this thing: as soon as I like accomplish something, I'm on to the next thing. I'm like, okay, great, the goal has been pushed. So I'm still struggling to acknowledge and celebrate the little successes that I do have, so that I can, enjoy them and then give myself a break before I like reschedule things or make up a different goal for myself. And that is what the mindset reset looks like. It's just me kind of going in my head, seeing what happened throughout the month, and also kind of just clearing my mind of whatever my thoughts were for July. Um, yeah, it feels great going into August. July was amazing. Um, July also kind of made me think about relaxing and finding time for myself, finding time to not do anything and just be within whatever moment that I have to be with. July goals: lose 5 pounds, accomplished. Orlando trip, accomplished. Track finances, did not accomplish. Health, accomplished. Take pictures, record, edit, and enjoy life, accomplished. For the month of August, what is it going to look like? I was going to give myself like a buffer, like a break between like losing another 5 pounds. But I decided why not just go for it. So we are going to go for losing 5 pounds, saving $1,000 into my savings and my sinking fund, doing a day trip somewhere, anywhere in Florida, record life and enjoy life, and then 3 languages going strong, and mastering the alphabets for all of those languages. Start looking at my moving out checklist and seeing where I should be around this time. Should I start looking, or should I start buying certain furnitures or whatnot? And then I want to read a book for the month of August. It's been a while since I've read a book fully. I've been reading a lot of like webtoons and mangas, but I think I'm either talking about a chapter book. It, it's okay if it's also a manga as well. I have no problems with that. I will count that as a book. All right. So this is take two for monthly reset. Yesterday I filmed my monthly reset, and then my phone basically decided that it was out of storage. And then I switched to my camera. Um, the footage looked amazing. It looked great. And it wasn't the camera's fault. um, I hooked up my microphone to my headphone jack. So I basically have terrible audio. It was very windy when I filmed. And today we have a crow. So I'm hoping that audio works in my favor today, because I don't feel like refilming this again. All right. So there's only a couple more things left in my monthly reset for the month of August. One of them is thinking of the different areas of my life that I am resetting. So one of them is my finances. I am cutting back on a lot of the things that are on the budget because I am moving forward with saving as much as I can for December. So I have already canceled Disney Plus, even though that wasn't like a large subscription, but I need to cancel as much as I can so that we can go towards our goal of getting into an apartment. So canceled that. I am not doing a massage for the month of August. I didn't do one for the month of July. Honestly, right now, my body's not hurting, so I don't really need a massage. It would just be a luxury for me at this point, which we are deciding not to do that luxury until we are in a place of our own. So that's a financial reset. Just putting my mind like towards that goal and thinking about it. In terms of health, I think we're going to stick to the same thing we've been doing. There's no need to reset it because what I did last month worked, and we're going to continue that going forward. Now, this new thing that I am going to add, though, is we're doing a storage declutter for the month of August. Because we're moving out soon, I need to start looking into my storage unit to see what do I need to remove, what does not belong there, and what do I have in storage that I cannot see myself using anymore, so that those can be thrown away. Majority of the things in my storage is not something that I can donate. It would either be these, it's time for them to go out to pasture, basically. And the way I'm doing that is I'm hoping on a weekly basis, I'll pick one day out of the week where I go into my storage unit and I take 5 to 10 things out of storage that no longer have a place there and will not have a place in my apartment, so that I'm moving with quite literally the things that I will use. Also, that's freeing up space for me to buy certain things that I do want in my apartment, like maybe possibly a couch, my bed frames, anything that I can buy early. I'm going to try to do that, especially considering I know the size of the bed that I want, and I'm not going to budge on it based on whatever apartment I get. So whatever apartment I get will have to fit the bed that I want. And that's a queen size bed. A full would be nice. It would be okay, but I'm going for a queen. And yeah, so we're going to work towards that as our storage declutter plan for the month of August. And then there is a plan to do a digital declutter throughout the month. So basically going through my phone, seeing what videos need to be deleted, because like I mentioned, I was filming the monthly reset, and my phone quite literally said it's out of storage and it cannot record anymore. So either I need to start pushing more towards using my camera, or I need to start seriously decluttering, and then also making sure that Notion, it is ready for me to use for the month. Now, with all of that set, it's time for us to look at my systems and what my system will look like for the month of August. One thing that is staying the same is Notion. Notion will not be changing. It has not changed for the whole year, and I don't see it changing for the foreseeable future. So this is what July's system was supposed to be. was one book, and towards the end of the book I was like, I need more books, largely because certain things I don't really want to migrate from this book to the next book and continuously write it over and over again, but also certain things that are in this book are like my learning notes, all of the things that I need. I don't like keeping it in one book, so it needs to migrate and have its own book somewhere. So that's where we get my new system, which is a bit heftier than all the others. So it is split up into three travelers notebooks, an A5, a regular size travelers, and then a pocket size travelers. We're going to start with the travelers A5. This can actually take up about 6 books. Right now it only has 4 in it. And basically, the books that are in it, and this one is my 2026 bullet journal, my August 2026 bullet journal, my apartment book, basically vision boarding, planning, doing whatever needs to be done in that planning journal. And then I have a prepping for 2027 also in this book. So making plans for 2027 and what that's going to look like. Why am I starting so early? Because I'm a planner, but also I want a lot of systems in place. And to have all these systems in place, you have to plan ahead. My Notion that I'm using this year, I started building it in November of last year so that it was ready for me when January started. It was as close to ready as possible because I did not give myself a big window to get that ready. This year, we're starting early because I do have this whole big system. I have the Notion, and I also will be moving around the start of next year. So it doesn't really give me time to set up everything for the year. Now, in the regular size travelers, we have a media book, a language log, a My Way, and a language learning. The language log, this will probably be the first and the last language log that I do have in this. Because I can just log what I'm thinking about each language and how the lessons were on Notion. But the language learning, that is the physical paper where I will be just writing new words that I learn, practicing the scripts and the alphabets, and making sure that I learn better when I write things down. And Notion is where I store everything so that I have a recollection of everything that I've learned. So I'm not relearning things, or I'm not kind of grasping everything that I've learned. So that is all that is in the regular. And then we get to the pocket size. The pocket size has a bit more books, largely because many of the things in here, I don't think I need like big spreads for them. And I don't know how aesthetic I'm going to make them, which is ironic because the first book in here is a life quote and aesthetics. We have a brand book in here that's basically planning out videos, planning out blog posts, giving bullet points of things that I might want to include in videos and blog posts. We have a brain dump and obsessions, which is just wild thoughts and whatever is on my mind that I need to put down so that it will just leave my mind. We have a memory book, so like memories throughout the year. We have a finance book and a health book. So finance is finance tracking, health and fitness is healthness and fitness tracking. I have a feeling there's a couple books in the pocket size that will be carried over into 2027. I don't think that I'm going to finish all of them in 2026. But that's the purpose of the Traveler's Notebook, is that all of the things that I want to categorize in their own books, they're in their own books. So if I don't finish it this year, I can just carry it over to the next year. I'm not going to immediately stop as soon as like a deadline comes. So for this one, the hard deadline is July 31st, because this is the August book. Most of this is August. I only have a couple more pages left, and I do think I'm going to finish these pages anyway. So then I'll move into my August bullet journal, which it's about like this size. And do I think that I'm going to probably need another August bullet journal? Maybe. Or because I've split up all of my thinkings into different books, then I won't need August to be a very like filling book. But anyways, that is the system that I am using for the month of August. That is the plans that I have for the month of August. Anything that I have lingering is just planning rest days, planning how I'm gonna actually enjoy time. Because I'm going into like my season for work is about to start, which means it's going to be a bit more busier. I need to make sure I'm making time for myself, whether it's going to the beach, parks, anywhere that I can just sit down and like not think about anything and possibly bring a book to read as well. So that is all for my monthly reset. I am doing a lot more videos, hopefully, throughout the month. So it won't just be a monthly reset. So definitely check those out. But like, if I don't, until next time with another monthly reset.